sorry, I'm PS3 when it comes to spitting poetry. I flow heavenly, straight up born in the 70s. That's right, I gotta blaze the trail. I don't want you to know you cats are born to fail. And I'm over here just spitting in detail. The graphics that come from the throat. Don't you know lyrically, you need to hear a quote. This hip hop quotable is lyrically floatable. I want you to know that I'm ready for the dough. It's time for you to see how it's gonna be. Nobody on the planet can mess with the E. Rhyme, baby, I just rhyme all day. That's why I'm giving you this real poetry.
I'm sorry.
So sorry.
Yeah. So sorry.
So sorry.
I'm sorry. So sorry.
It ain't my fault.
I'm sorry. So sorry.
Lyrically hard to earn, got money to burn. And I want you to know, pay respect to the earn. I'm a man guru, you know how we do. I'm gonna spit hip-hop to honor you. I love what I do, and I love all these rhymes. You break them down, but you cats don't see how it used to be in the 80s and the 90s. We used to flow naturally. My boy Nasir Jones, cats would break bones. Don't you understand? I'm gonna make your phone home, but I'm eating.
All right, we stopped there. Ooh. What's up, good people? It's your boy Eric Taylor. Big E Astrology. Let's see if the chat is working. And we are on live in effect. Woo! Heavy. The energy's been heavy. We just finished the Virgo full moon. The moon is now currently in Libra. Okay, Saturn entered Pisces on the 7th. It's March 8th. Happy International Women's Day. And tonight, right now, the chart is a Virgo rising. And we're going to be talking about on episode 121, Knowledge is Love, Mercury and Pisces and some of the energy. But yeah, I just got to be real with y'all. I'm rocking with a heavy heart. I just found out not too long ago that a good friend of mine passed away, R.I.P. Mark Hansen, who was about to have his 52nd birthday on March 17th. And one of my good friends, we grew up together in New York, 95th Street. Been friends since 7th grade. So I'm rocking with a heavy heart. And but I do have a sidekick coming to join me soon who is perfect because she has Pisces and Mercury. So we can really get into the energy and break it down, and you can learn from a firsthand perspective how it plays out. My boy Mark was a Pisces sun, but his Mercury was in Aries and Gemini rising, Scorpio moon. Yeah, it's just like one of those things that just hits you. And but in honor of my boy, Marky D Original without the meat sauce. He loved hip hop. He loved music. And was a real, true friend. Sorry, you guys. This is just kind of raw because I just found out. But we're going to push through in honor of my boy. And wifey will be here to help me out. And we're going to rock because that's what your boy does. Big E Astrology. And he used to always call me Big E. And here's my better half, Mrs. Pisces and Mercury herself, Alana Taylor.
Yeah. So very sad, but I will tell you, I know Mark loved you, and you have another angel watching over and protecting us and guiding us now. And yeah,
Definitely.
So, and happy International Women's Day to
Yeah.
all. Thank you, Abraham.
Yep. And you guys
And
make
he's
sure.
also giving you his condolences.
Thank you. Thank you, bro. Thank you.
We just found this out about an hour ago, I would say. So I don't know how long Eric's gonna make it in this tonight.
I'll be all right. We gotta push through. So Pisces and Mercury people, we're gonna find out some insight. The list: Mariah Carey, Kurt Cobain, Queen Latifah, Eddie Murphy, Janae.
I'm so sorry.
Janae Aiko. Somebody else interesting. There was somebody else I can't remember, but also Alana Taylor. So, what's kind of fascinating, you guys? Mercury is at 10 degrees right now. I hope you guys are doing well with that with that Virgo full moon energy. It was
Moon Goddess also gives her condolences.
Thank you, Moon Goddess.
And Abraham said it's okay to release.
Yeah.
And that's one thing I will tell you I love about my husband. He is very real and genuine with his feelings. And for any women out there, trust me, it is not a sign of weakness.
Nah, Mark was a real dude, and
he was.
He loved hip hop. He loved music, arts, culture, and he turned me on to Portishead. So, you guys, if you don't know Portishead, go listen to that first album, Dummy. Mark brought it over to my house, and the first night I heard it, I freestyled off the top of my head to every song on that album, and we rocked with it for about 2 hours straight. Some puffing, some drinking, but mainly just hip hop and Portishead and bars. And the way I describe Portishead is like as if Sade, Sinead O'Connor, and A Tribe Called Quest had a baby together. That's Portishead. So that's really trip hop and really dope music. So, okay, so when Mercury is, and it's the day of Mercury, wake up Wednesday, the day of the planet Mercury. Mercury is our logical, analytical, critical, processing mind, how we learn, write, communicate. Represents siblings, our skills, self-efforts. Well, it's at home in Gemini and at home in Virgo. Also exalted in Virgo, okay? Some modern Western tropical astrologers feel that Mercury is exalted in Aquarius. But that's still up for debate, but it's definitely at home, and some feel exalted in Virgo. So what does that mean? It's in debilitation. It's debilitated in Pisces. Pisces are not logical, analytical, linear thinkers. Okay? Doesn't mean it's a bad, no placement in astrology is a death sentence, right? But what can happen, you can have speech impediments, dyslexia, learning delays, speech delays. But what happens is that the communication is really in the ethers. They're more spiritual how they speak. They're more connected to God's source energy. They can be extremely intuitive, sometimes psychic. And it makes them really, mira, escribe, good writers. But they are not always detailed and precise, so they can make a lot of typos and errors. But what happens, they're masters at marketing and branding. Pictures.
Invented, I'm so sorry.
Yeah, go ahead.
They invented spell check for me. I couldn't live without Grammarly.
Yes.
But honey, I know how to brand.
But for the creativity, right? Pisces is what? Spirituality, creativity, imagination. Their mind is super creative, more intuitive, great imaginations. It's not logical and analytical. So I'm Mercury in Virgo, she's Mercury in Pisces. So we kind of balance each other out. Mm-hmm. Now, what happens is, and she's here to give you the living example. So she will think that she told me something, and she never said it out loud to me, but it's in her
I'm
head.
trying to get him to hear me telepathically.
And so we're
working on it. We have those cheat codes from the CIA.
Yeah, it makes a lot of comedy for our marriage and relationship and our home. But I'll tell you this. And you can share. Tell them that you grew up. You had a speech delay, right?
I did.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
I
dyslexia.
say my and different things.
Right. And you have dyslexia.
And I do. I have a touch of dyslexia. It was very hard for me to read. I had originally been put into special needs classes. They would always pull me out for the special kids. And trust me, back in the 70s and 80s, they didn't care about our feelings.
Yeah.
We were called retarded. And I'm sorry, I'm just keeping it real.
Yeah,
like,
no, it was harsher.
They were, so yeah, we didn't get nice until probably, I don't know, when did we get nice? In the 90s?
Yeah, and also Aretha Franklin, Pisces and Mercury. So they are very artistic and creative, and and very poetic, right? She hasn't in a while, but she can sing and writes great poetry, like Aretha, Kurt Cobain, Latifah, Mariah Carey. You know what I mean? So and Janae Aiko, there's so much creativity. I think one thing, you guys, about Pisces and Mercury that's really fascinating is that they learn better when they have music playing in the background, light music, sometimes instrumentals. Also, they can learn better when it's pictures and concepts to visualize something, and headphones on. So if you have children that have this placement, headphones, and sometimes isolation.
Absolutely. Okay. But, and also sometimes, like, as I'm we need time to process things, because I see things in my head, and sometimes people, like, once I get the information to stop talking, and I'm visually going through a whole process in my head, and I see and I think in pictures. Is that like what a lot of people who are?
Yeah, Pisces and Mercury. Yeah, pictures and concepts, like, and so cards are good, right? You always like the to learn with the cards and stuff. So that's flashcards. Yeah. So that's really a good example how she described it in her head, because I don't have Pisces and Mercury. So I learn, and I've really mastered this placement by watching and learning from her. And it's so fascinating because it's just such a different, because we're opposing in our sun signs, Virgo, Pisces, but then opposing in our Mercury. So it's really fascinating because I'm so precise, logical, analytical, critical, you know what I mean? Like, I'm so and I don't really, like, for example, I remember all the birthdays, holidays. She doesn't really know or remember holidays. I remind her sometimes of her friends' birthdays, family members, you know what I mean? I'm the keeper of that because it's like, it's just how my brain works. I don't forget anything.
Do a lot of, I might be asking the wrong question, but do a lot of people with this placement have dyslexia?
There's a lot of placements that can show dyslexia in the chart, and it's not just the Mercury. It can be how the Mercury is aspected. And remember, we're going to talk about aspects today, but sometimes you can see it with Mercury squaring something, Mercury conjunct, like even Neptune, which it will be, I think, March 19th or something, before it, or 18th, maybe before then. It's coming up soon, but before Mercury goes into Aries, it will make a conjunction to Neptune. So it's probably going to be, today's the 8th. So you could see it probably around the 18th or 19th, earliest the 17th, but I didn't check the calendar for that. But go ahead.
Well, Abraham was saying the opposites attract. Absolutely true. But honestly, you don't want it too opposite. I don't know. Yeah. He and I are very perfect, and there's a lot of things that are total opposite, but we complement each other.
Yeah, we have a lot of similarities too.
But Moon Goddess, her Saturn is in Pisces.
Oh, okay. Pisces. Saturn return, moon goddess.
I had it wrote backwards. I'm left-handed. I'm left-handed too.
Oh, lefties.
Had to stay after school all the time. Yep. Yeah. Like for me, math-wise, I got to algebra and it started getting hard. Geometry just completely lost me. Like the teachers just were like, pass her, she's trying, like kind of thing. And we had an unspoken agreement, like avoid this for the rest of your life. Just don't do this. And I have followed their advice.
But she has a good business mind because her Mars is in Capricorn. So that's the irony of it. You know what I mean?
English and things I'm better at, and the putting together and process. I did some oh my gosh, I just lost the word. What's that called? Project management. Yeah. So, but I can actually do that, and I think it's because I think in those kind of ways, and I guess a lot of people with my placement do.
Well, you know, and I think what happens is too, you guys, where you would look for the Black Moon Lilith with the intuition and instinct, Pisces and Mercury is super intuitive because it like I said, it's not logical and analytical, and it's not a linear thinker. So her thought is kind of like in the ethers. It's in the spiritual realm. So she also can, like, you'll see this a lot with Scorpio, Pisces, right? Scorpio energies can be more empathic, feeling the energy. And the Pisces, they can be empathic too, but they're more intuitive and psychic. They will feel things, but what happens is they just, like Cancer, and this is all three water signs, right? Cancer has like the deep inner knowing. They just know stuff. They don't even know sometimes how they know it. They just, and we're talking Sun and Mercury here. They just know, right? Scorpio, they feel it. They see through things. It's energy, right? And in Pisces, it's kind of a combination of all three, but it's more intuitive and psychic. But she can feel or sense, right? Are those the right words? Feel or sense when something is right or wrong or off, or someone's lying, someone's not speaking the truth. And do you say you read between the lines, right?
I read between the lines, and I will oftentimes tell people, like I call my kids on it, but I also call people in life on it too. And they'll tell me no, and I'm like, no, you're not telling me the truth. You're wrong. You're not telling me the truth. But yeah, definitely. Abraham, he has Neptune in his first house, and he grew up stuttering, and he still has a stutter, but it's all right. Yeah, you're right. It's all right.
Yeah, no. And the Neptune in the first house, though, I have it, and I never stuttered. But what it does do also, it makes you, the early years of life, I think the Neptune on the ascendant sometimes is to protect you from early childhood traumas, in the sense that it kind of like puts an illusion and a fantasy and a magic and dreamlike state and a fog over you. You know what I mean?
I have that fog. Sometimes I think I'm still in it.
Well, because Pisces is Jupiter and Neptune, so it's always a fog. Well, because Pisces, let's just say, right? Pisces is unrealistic, idealistic, fog, illusion, magic, delusion, and it's confusion. So that's what happens with Pisces and Mercury, you guys. It can get confused, you know, in terms of trying to analyze and assess things, you know. So
Juju Labu, she sends her condolences. I want to let you know that.
Thank you, Juju, and welcome. This is your first time here.
Eric Taylor, I don't recognize her.
Nice to meet you. And Juju, please share your big three: Sun, Moon, and Rising sign. You know, but let me say this, you guys, in honor of International Women's Day and Women's History Month, I am offering a great service. Maybe you've seen the graphic
I'm excited for this one.
on Instagram or here on YouTube in the community. And obviously it was not made by me. It was made by the artistic one, the graphic queen. And so what it is, it's, you know, we're trying to leave this 3D physical world.
Absolutely.
Okay. And ascend to the 4D and 5D in the spiritual realm on our higher vibrations. Okay. And I thought of an idea, and then my wife helped me flush it out, you know, for women. doing a very detailed, specific chart reading. It's only $90, audio or live video over Zoom. And it's what it is.
Oh, thank you to someone.
Thank you. Okay. And what it is, it's defining yourself, right? And then it's about developing your gifts and talents and skills. And then it's implementing the discipline in your life. And then it's kind of nurturing or following or even understanding truly what your dreams are, right? And then really understanding through the chart what is your destiny. And so in this reading, I'm breaking down very specific planets and the houses they're in. Okay, so it's Sun, Mercury, Saturn, Jupiter, and the Jupiter and Neptune are for the dreams, Jupiter and Neptune, right? Because you have to kind of shoot that arrow, Jupiter and then Neptune, the fantasies and dreams and the spirituality, the Neptune, Jupiter, it's kind of like that Pisces energy for the dreams, and then the North Node for destiny. So those 6 planets will be broken down in great detail in your 5D chart. And you're going to get like a nice whole graphic and presentation with it, and something that you can actually put by your bed, on your wall, wherever in your house. So it can help you to kind of focus
to
and
manifest
positive affirmations and manifest.
Bring it
Okay.
into your existence. Yeah, I was really excited. Well,
Yeah.
I was really excited about this. I thought it was pretty cool.
So this is for the ladies until March 31st, $90. And then if people really like it, I'm going to make it
ladies first.
Ladies first. Yeah, I'm going to make it a chart reading for everybody, maybe starting in April. So we'll just see, but hopefully ladies reach out to me. And if you guys have women friends in your life or girlfriends that you may think that might be interested in this is really helpful. I mean, think about those energies and those planets and those words. It's really the process that we all need to go through to kind of reinvent ourselves, to transform, to heal, to grow, to implement a plan, a focus, and kind of bring it all together. Yeah. So this is the 5D, women's chart reading.
So
okay.
I don't know. I was really excited about it because, again, it's not just, yes, you're learning yourself, but how do we apply it and move through it? Because I'm that person. I want to know, okay, great, but how do I do it? Well, how do I make myself better with this? So define your strengths, know who you are. And I don't know, maybe you just said this, but develop those talents so that you can take it and use it and run with it. Discipline to continue it, because I'll tell you, if you start something and you don't have the discipline to see it through, what's the point? Dreams, we all have dreams and things that we want to achieve, and then our destiny, and those things go back and forth, our dreams and our destiny. But what I have found is just, if I'm able to build my dreams around a bit of my destiny, and I work with the energy, I look at destiny as being that energy of the stars, energy of God. If I can work my dreams around that and work with it, I have a lot more success.
Amen. So, yeah. So, it's, anyway, I'm excited. And another news and note, two more things. The Pisces birth chart sale is still going on for all you Pisces sun signs until March 20th. Okay. Midnight. And, that is for the full 12 house written report and 40 to 50 minute custom video summary, which is a mini movie of your life, only $205. And then just the full 12 house written report. You want to take advantage of it, because I'm going to phase out the written reports and really kind of just focus on live over Zoom and the audio charts. That is $125. So I'm probably going to end it either this month or next month for Aries season. But that's for the Pisces birth chart sale. Okay. All sun signs, Pisces sun signs. And then last but not least, this Saturday, and Juju, I hope you would come, and Moon Goddess, you're always invited. Astrological coffee talk. I don't know why I do that, but it's just something I always do when I say coffee talk with Eric. It's 2 hours, $20.
It's that New Yorker.
And it's dope, because I'm going to be teaching a lesson on the chart of Jupiter and Taurus, which will be there for a year. It's going to leave Aries soon. It's moving along, right? And it's going to be in Taurus starting May 17th. So I'm going to break down the chart. And then as a collective and as a group, because we have a great community that comes each month, we will read a coffee talk members chart together. We won't know who it is, and we're going to read the chart, and everybody chimes in, and it's really fun. So you don't want to miss it. It's 2 hours, $20. You can't beat it. You can waste that at Starbucks in a minute. So come rock with your boy, my 11th house crew, Astrological Coffee Talk with Eric. Just email me directly for everything. Tailored, the number 2, the letter U, tailored to you, coaching @gmail.com. So back to Pisces Mercury, and also understand Mars and Gemini will be moving to March is a busy month. So we just had the Virgo full moon and Saturn in Pisces yesterday. Then March 23rd, we have Pluto coming into Aquarius until June 11th. A little sneak preview of the next 20 years. Then March 25th, Mars leaves Gemini finally after 7 months? It's been forever. I'm exhausted. It will go to Cancer. Okay. So you're going to see, I believe, around March 17th, 18th, somewhere in there, you're going to have the square. It won't be exact, but it's going to be pretty close, of Mercury in Pisces squaring Mars and Gemini. 2 mutable signs, mutable air, mutable water in that square. So it's like kind of these conversations and arguments about ideas of spirituality, our communications, our words, right? Our creativity, our imagination, our dreams. So, there can be this energy of kind of ideology differences banging heads. So, we're going to see that along with a very intuitive psychic energy where Mercury, like I said, between somewhere around the 17th and 19th of March, you're going to have Mercury conjunct Neptune, which is really powerful psychic intuitive downloads. A time where, for someone who has Pisces and Mercury, it could be a great time to start writing again, start doing some poetry, start designing something, creating something. Because when you have the Mercury conjunct Neptune, you are really kind of elevating all of your thought, communications, skills, writing in the spiritual realm. It's only in the ethers, even tenfold that it's in Pisces. So you can get a lot of downloads and messages at this time. Dreams could be off the charts, where you not only remember them, but just wild. So really just get ready as we transition into, we're coming up on the astrological new year and the real new year. And I want you guys too to think about it. We're going to have the Aries new moon at 1 degree. Remember, again, 1 degree. This will be, I think, the last one at 1 degree, 6th in a row. On the equinox, March 21st, right? Aries season begins sort of at the night of the 20th. And then the real spring equinox, I believe, is on the 21st. They kind of, I don't know, sometimes it's 20th, 21st. But anyway, that's the real New Year. 0 degree Aries is, the beginning of the astrological new year. But also for you guys, it's the time to set your intentions, really your New Year's resolutions, not January 1st in the dead of winter where nothing is alive, but March 21st when everything is born again and
think about
springing
that,
up.
though.
Yeah.
And it never did make sense. Why are we setting all these goals for the year and for new existence when it's freezing cold?
Yeah.
This doesn't even make any sense.
And we just came off of the winter solstice on December 21st. Now, what I found in doing some research, and some guy broke this down, the reason why they set January 1st to be the new year, because the dog star Sirius is felt where Jesus and other deities came from, is kind of at its highest point in the sky on January 1st. So think of it as like being in the 10th house in Capricorn. And so maybe that's, I think, ancients said that that's why when they, were doing, creating calendars, that's why that the power system, at the time, decided to make the new year January 1st. So who knows? All these mysteries are,
Everything's done for other people's benefit.
Yeah, I mean,
so often it's not done for our benefit. It's not done for, collective. It just.
Well, it makes sense that April 1st is April Fool's Day because they are playing you like for a fool, right? So just really think about that and don't fight against nature. Work with nature, right? Spring equinox is when everything's coming back to life. The trees are thawing out. If you notice, that's why look at this. It's so perfect. The last full moon of winter is the Virgo full moon. Virgo's the wheat and the medicine, right? Associated with harvesting, growing things, healing, the humanitarian, service, right? So the earth sign. So the Virgo full moon comes, and then the Aries new moon and spring equinox is when you can start to plant again, right? The soil starts to get more fertile. Everything starts to frost. Now, some areas in America, still cold as heck in March, but in general, that is what happens with nature. Things spring and bloom again and born again, right? March 21st, Aries season. So it makes sense. So one thing that's really fascinating, you guys, and I just want to make sure and reiterate to help you guys, because I think Saturn in Pisces is a tough energy. And Moon Goddess, I hope you rock with this well. But remember, I've been stressing it for months. But now that it's here, just make sure you're really implementing it in your daily life, the spiritual routines. And use creativity and imagination with it. You can get your sound bowl. You can play music. You can do, toning, meditation, prayers. But try to respond to your abilities and put discipline. Saturn's discipline. Stern grandma, Capricorn, stern grandpa, Aquarius. It's just spent 6 years in its two ruling signs, Capricorn and Aquarius. So now that it's transformed into Pisces, there are no boundaries in Pisces. It's mutable water sign, right? Saturn is like Pisces, we're going to restrict you a little bit. And that restriction and discipline comes in through the lens, though, of the Pisces vibration and energy. So you need to put discipline and structure in your life about your spiritual routines, about your creativity, about learning to set boundaries in your life. This is challenging for Pisces energy. So just think about, not just trying to meditate at least 15 minutes a day, not missing a day, being extremely disciplined and organized and structured. But even we talk about Pisces and Mercury, it's not always so organized. It's kind of like over here and then it's over there, and it's, it's in the spiritual realm and it's daydreaming and it's all, it's all over the place. Well, now it's time for Pisces Sun and Pisces Mercury. As Saturn travels through, it's wanting you to put structures, organization, and discipline in your life. This Virgo full moon was coming for make you kind of stop, pause, analyze, and assess, and get ready for spring, doing the early spring cleaning, right? You don't need it, let it go. So, go ahead, let's go to the chat. But that's kind of where we're at right now. And so let's put these into our daily routine, right?
We're a little quiet today.
Okay.
So yes.
Did Juju share her big three? Or
no,
were there a big three?
I don't
Okay.
think she did.
All right. Well, if you want to, Juju, I'd like to know your sun, moon, and rising sign.
So
or any questions?
Moon Goddess just said, I meditate every day and I have big plans for the spring. A move. Oh, where you going?
You're moving again, Moon Goddess? Okay, that's good. I'm glad. I can imagine. I know what you went through last year. So hopefully this is a move for the positive and everything's going to be, good. And I hope everything's good with your daughter. I still want to do her chart one day. So you got to, this might be the women's chart might be a good one for her. She's interested in stuff, but
I hope it's a good move.
are you staying in Connecticut or are you moving somewhere else? If you want to share, let us know. But yeah, that's good that you're doing the spiritual routines. And you guys, you know what? As you do it every day, it just becomes part of like brushing your teeth, washing your face, getting a shower. I like to do mine outside in nature by the tree, and I just love it. Because while I'm doing it, I'm also grounding and earthing and spending time by the tree. And it just feels like it's so healing to the body. It kind of unlocks the lower back, hips, and thighs, but energetically, it's just like dope, 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 to dope, to dope, dope. Okay. And one thing I will say is that for me, getting into that ritual and routine, I find that it takes away a lot of the stress and anxiety too.
She says, fingers crossed, staying in Connecticut, going to create an in-law in my daughter's new home. She's a Cancer like her mom. Nice.
That sounds great.
You're going to be moving with your daughter? Is that what that means?
I think so. Okay.
Well, I know how it is to live with moms. It can be good. Yeah. My mom and I are working things out. It's taken us a minute, but we're getting it together.
Yeah, a different type of Mercury. That's Mercury in Capricorn, Mm-hmm. So we've got a bunch of different Mercuries in our house. We got Taurus, Capricorn, Leo, Pisces, and Virgo. So yeah, you can imagine, But also remember this. Pisces and Mercury, when you communicate with them, you do have to kind of give them time and space to absorb and not take offense. Because like what she was describing earlier, she'll literally do to me. And, somebody, she doesn't do it to like strangers or whatever, but for somebody could think that it's like dismissive or rude. Because she's like, stop, no. She kind of shuts you down, but it's because for her, that's how she needs to absorb and process, right? We can't really do that to strangers because they're like, what the hell's wrong with you? What are you doing? But she knows she doesn't do that like that, but just with her family. But it's but it really helps her when she does that she'll stop me and cut me off. So that she can, I guess, what are you doing? You're visualizing and picturing it in your head?
Yeah, it's running through. But see, he's learned that if I do this at the end of the process, I usually have something beneficial that comes out of it, At least some kind of good something, right? I mean.
Yeah, no, but it's just, it's an adjustment. You know what I mean? Because it just doesn't make any sense to me.
But hey, all marriage is adjustment.
No, I'm saying it is an adjustment, but I'm just saying it's one of those things where, because she didn't do it when we were first dating or in the early years of our marriage. It's as we got more comfortable with one another, then she got in her comfort zone.
Let those layers.
She
start peeling them back like an onion.
That she, all these sounds. Like, are you dying, spazzing? Like, what's happening? You know what I mean? So it's like one of those things. It's really, it's fascinating. And this is where you guys, even with your, you live with your husband, your wife, your children, you can learn so much through their birth chart about how, people communicate with each other through the Mercury, right? How they emotionally feel, sensitivities, feelings, emotionally react and respond through the moon, right? It's really, astrology is the map of your life, and it's really there to help you. I mean, you have to understand how human beings react and interact with one another. And sometimes, when we're all together with our older son at home, Like over the holidays, it's all 7 of us with grandma too. So then it's, another layer, and you're bringing all these different placements and then how they mesh. It's fascinating. And so for me, they don't know each other's all placements. I'm sitting back cracking up because I know everybody's moon and Mercury. So I'm just like, oh my God, this is so wild. And I'm like, but it's good because it's research. Like I'm being the Virgo and Mercury, which is, top notch, higher level. Oh, not to be snobby about it,
And I get to be the guinea pig.
well, yeah, because you know what it is that I get to analyze and assess, everybody's communication style. But for me, I know how to relate it and I understand it on every level because then I also know what houses their Mercuries are in. So it's just but that's what I'm saying. It's actually fascinating.
So, yeah, moon goddess. She's going to have her own separate space. Very good.
Cool.
You are avoiding many things. Red Velvet.
Hi, Red Velvet. Where you been? How you doing?
And she is a Pisces and with Mercury Capricorn rising. Thought it was a Sag. Oh, she does that. She said, and she thought it was. Wait, I'm so sorry. I do that. I'm Pisces, Mercury Cap rising. Thought it was a Sag, but just got my birth certificate.
Oh, yeah. Okay. Well, listen, Red Velvet, now that you know, hit me up. We want to get the birth chizzy done. But, it's really awesome so now you're a Cap. Okay, you're a Cap rising. So all that Pisces stuff is in your 3rd house. That's really cool. And maybe for you, now you're looking back, that might explain elementary school to you better. Just your learning style, what you experience, things like that,
Abraham agrees about knowing the family stuff and likes a game. And then Red Velvet said her 2 Geminis in the 6th house. And hey, I'm working at night. Okay, yes. Those are off.
Yeah. So one thing that I wanted to mention to you guys is that before we go and wind down, a really good thing to do with this time and this energy, because we all have to transition. Whatever, for you, Red Velvet, it's the 3rd house. Abraham, moon goddess, I forgot. Are you maybe Scorpio rising like me? I'm not sure. For me, it's the 5th house, but as you adjust to this transition, for her, it's the 11th house, we have to kind of really prepare for what Saturn and Pisces is going to bring in, and we have to kind of really think in this area of our lives, we've got to really be more organized, be more foundational, more structured, and set boundaries. So for her, it's boundaries over the internet with social networks, groups, and organizations. And it's going to be hitting her Sun and Mercury. So that discipline's got to come through her, right? Her ego, vitality, expression, creativity, how she communicates. So it's really important for anyone with a Pisces Sun and Mercury that they are really like inviting the Saturn into their lives, because you fight Saturn, you're going to lose. Saturn brings in fears, anxiety, stress, limitations, delays, boundaries. And so if you push back against it, and it's the karmic teacher. It's like fighting grandma. You want to fight your grandma? Grandma didn't play. So listen to what grandma's trying to teach you, what lessons. Listen to the discipline and the structures, right? The foundations that grandma's trying to instill in you right now in Pisces, and whatever house that's in. For me, it's with my creativities, with my own business, with my children, even with my past life karmas, my heart chakra, right? Saturn in the fifth house, right? I've got to even be very disciplined, next season, for my fantasy football, you know.
You gotta be disciplined for your fan.
Watch yourself. You got to be disciplined for day trading in the stock market, you know. Um, just giving you an example with fifth house stuff, But the main thing is with the creativity, speculative gains, um, all those things. So, and mainly the children. And I got 4 sons, so discipline is always something to deal with, right? But if you have this, let's say in your first house, and that's what the chart was. Remember, I told you guys it was a Pisces ascendant when Saturn ingressed, and that means entered in to Pisces. The chart was Pisces ascendant, Sun, Mercury, Saturn, Neptune. So it's also kind of with the moon and Virgo in the 7th house. So it's kind of letting us know as a collective for this run to 2026, February 13th, the discipline and responsibility is on us, on our I am energy as a collective. We all have to implement discipline into our physical body, our mind. The first house is your psychology, your mind, your outer mass, your physical appearance. So it's almost like telling everybody you've got to, and that's why I've been saying this, you've got to bring in the spiritual discipline. You need to set healthy and proper boundaries. Don't delude and lie to yourself. Don't be unrealistic and idealistic. Don't fall for deception. Be compassionate and empathetic. Be creative and use your imagination.
So Red Velvet said Virgo North Node is crunching down on me. Demands on my attention to detail like never before.
Yeah. It's that time, yeah.
Yeah. And I know, right? Discipline for fantasy football. Who would have thought?
Well, in the sense that,
And I will tell you, he's very disciplined on
I'm not again, I'm not like losing money, like family money and stuff. And actually I win money every year, but I even won money when I was in coma in the hospital. Out of my 3 fantasy football leagues, I made the playoffs in 2 leagues and won a little bit of money.
And he wasn't even keeping it up.
Yeah. Now my boy was holding it down for me, but I didn't get to make trades and stuff like that. He just was, putting in the players with the roster that I drafted. I drafted from my hospital bed before I fell into coma. September 5th and September 6th, I had 2 fantasy football drafts. And then the night of September 6th, I almost died. That's me. But so you understand that like the Virgo North Node, yeah, it's that's not an easy North Node because you're coming from a past life and a childhood and for 30 years where you were all about being spiritual and magical and more in a dream fantasy world and this and that. And now that energy, right? That's why you even were drawn to me as the Virgo sun in the stelliums. You are going to meet more Virgo people in your life, Red Velvet. You're going to meet more Virgo suns, more Virgo moons, more Virgo risings. And the North Node is asking you to be more like a Virgo. Be more the humanitarian. Be more detailed, precise, analytical, logical. Right? That's what it's asking you to do. It doesn't mean that you let go of the spirituality because it's like 70-30. And some astrologers say 50-50, North and South Node, but you're merging the 2 energies. So you take the spiritual gifts and the creativity and the psychic ability, and then take those gifts and then merge it into, now my spiritual mind's got to get more detailed and logical, right? And be precise. So that means you can even be precise with your spirituality. Have a schedule, right? A routine. Be like, I'm going to meditate at 7:30 every morning. That's how you work with the Virgo North Node when you're coming for the Pisces South Node and Pisces Sun and Mercury, which I think you said you have. So that's like, you know what I mean? So then that's how you rock with it. And then as you continue to get older, you want to, really even, really 70-30, 50-50, and I would say like even, I've heard some astrologers say it is so interesting is that, maybe you get to 70-75 before we, end our journeys here in the physical 3D realm. You want to kind of go back to the South Node, go back to the K2, right? And just be like, oh, okay. Because remember, the South Node is all karmic and spiritual. Think of it, the dragon's tail. It has no direction, has no head. So then it's just, closing your eyes and using your third eye. It's just all spiritual. So it's a dance, right? That's why when I did my North Node through the House series, I always spoke about the South Node because it's a dance between the two energies. And that's how you rock with it. But it's about that time. I'm starving. We got to get some dinner. The kids are already eating. And I had to bring my Pisces Mercury friend here, my better half.
I hope I made a good guinea pig.
To kind of share with you. So let me ask you this. This is an interesting question to ask with Pisces Mercury. Do you feel that you need something to inspire you to be creative? Or does it just kind of like, is it ebbs and flows? Like, how does that work for Pisces Mercury? Like if I said to you, go write me a poem after the show, like what would be your process?
I probably do need something to inspire me. I have to have a goal or something.
Okay, so you would need like a theme.
For me, I don't just, I'm going to write a poem and that's it. You know what I mean? Just because somebody tells me to do it.
But here it goes, right? Would you need some isolation and some music maybe?
That would be better.
Yeah. Okay.
I need time to think.
See,
music is
Pisces Mercury. She needs time to process it. Right? Okay.
Absolutely.
Yeah, that's interesting.
Yeah. So.
And she writes really good poetry.
I haven't written in a while.
It's been a while.
My brain has been.
She's had too many kids and business and all that. But
my
let me tell you,
poetry writing slowed down when I got to babies
2,
3, and 4.
But no, it slowed down at baby 2.
But
you know what, you guys.
But I also my outlet is creating
your business and your products. Yeah. So you guys go check out her stuff, and please go subscribe to her YouTube channel, Sabale Pure Face and Body on YouTube, and Sabale Pure on Instagram, and it's SABALI Sabale Pure. If you guys want the best organic and vegan body and skincare products, I mean, she's got it. Compostable, chemical and toxin free.
I just got the bottles for my hair, face, and body oil, which I am so excited. I've been waiting forever.
Yeah.
Been going through so much, so hopefully I'll be able to. I have to make it, do a bunch of stuff, but I am so excited. Yeah. And I had to get back out in that garage. I had
they just got shipped today, so
arrived today, and I got to inventory everything. And let me see now, Red Velvet, just real quick. Let me try to see where we left off. Right, just talking about discipline, horrifying taxes, probates, banking. Oh my dear God. Red Velvet. Schedules that get lost on me. I forget.
That happens.
Grocery store lists get forgotten, and it's not part like I know.
But you know what will help you Pisces guys.
But we have to.
You have to
down.
No, but you have to take advantage of this technology. Write it in your notes or in a text, so that when you go to the market, you can just sit there and read it on your phone. Like that's the best way. You have to use the tools of the future. They're really good for Pisces.
Yeah, her creativity, it ebbs and flows.
Yeah.
She can get inspired and motivated if somebody asks, but
Yeah.
that sounds great. Oh, she's vegan. Okay.
Oh, so then
Yeah,
you
my
would love her
products are
stuff.
vegan.
Red Velvet,
And
this is for you. SabalePure.com.
yeah. I make really good stuff.
Her products are at Marival, which is like this health and wellness spa that Deepak Chopra and Oprah Winfrey go there, and they're like their rooms are like $1,500 a night.
They start like you can't even like Marival, you can't even walk up to it. They'd have to buzz you in. You have to have an appointment, and even if you do nothing but you just want to walk inside, that's $300.
Yeah. So it's really exclusive. They have one in Tucson, Arizona, Massachusetts, Austin, Texas,
outside of Boston,
and somewhere outside of Boston. So it's really, really a nice place. I'm very proud of her. And she's doing it. Remember, Virgo Pisces, we're on that health axis, and that's what we're really providing. And later this year, we're going to probably announce a joint business venture together. So we're really excited. We're forming and growing, and hey, we work hard. So God bless you guys. Thank you for your condolences. Just say a prayer for my buddy and his soul, Mark Hansen, a great Pisces, Scorpio moon, a Gemini rising, Aries Mercury, but of a good friend since 7th grade, and just
he's a good guy.
May he rest in peace and in power, with his parents now in heaven. So, all right, you guys, nothing but love.
Thank you.
Knowledge is love. Peace. I'll try to thank you. I'm going to try to get on. This week it's only going to be once, but I might try to jump on Instagram. I'll put it up here in community sometime tomorrow, late afternoon or evening, just for a little bit, and have some fun, because I've neglected Instagram Live, and I gotta try to rotate myself a little bit. So, all right, you guys, you want to click it off?
Thank you. Bye, everyone.
Knowledge 121.
What am I doing here?
Peace. It's down there.
Sorry.
Bye.
Bye.